The Mystery of Stonehenge. Welcome, dear listeners, to the first chapter of our series, Unsolved Mysteries of the Ancient World. Today, we journey to the windswept plains of Wiltshire, England, where a circle of ancient stones stands as a silent sentinel to a forgotten past. This is Stonehenge, a monument that has puzzled humanity for centuries. What secrets do these stones hold? Who built them, and for what purpose? Join me as we delve into the enigma of Stonehenge. For generations, Stonehenge has captivated the imagination of travelers, scholars, and dreamers alike. Its massive stones, some weighing as much as 25 tons, stand in a circular formation, their origins and meaning shrouded in mystery. Located on the Salisbury Plain, this prehistoric site is not only a testament to human ingenuity, but also a puzzle that continues to baffle experts and enthusiasts. As we explore the history, the theories, and the legends surrounding Stonehenge, we invite you to ponder the questions that have lingered for millennia. What drove ancient people to erect these towering stones? How did they achieve such a feat with the limited technology of their time? And what, if anything, does Stonehenge reveal about the beliefs and practices of those who came before us? Now that we have a picture of Stonehenge in our minds, let us turn back the clock to explore its origins. A monument frozen in time. Stonehenge is a masterpiece of prehistoric engineering. The site consists of a ring of standing stones, each around 13 feet high, 7 feet wide, and weighing approximately 25 tons. These are the sarsen stones, arranged in a circle, with lintel stones resting horizontally on top, forming a continuous ring that seems to defy gravity. Inside this outer circle are smaller blue stones, arranged in a horseshoe shape, and several other stone features, including the heel stone, which stands apart and aligns with the sunrise on the summer solstice, a hint perhaps of the monument's deeper purpose. The surrounding landscape adds to the site's mystique. Burial mounds, known as barrows, dot the Salisbury Plain, while the avenue, a processional pathway, stretches from the River Avon to Stonehenge, suggesting it was part of a larger ceremonial complex. The sheer scale and precision of Stonehenge's construction are astonishing, especially when you consider it was built thousands of years ago, long before the invention of modern machinery. As the first rays of dawn break over the horizon, the stones cast long shadows across the dew-covered grass, creating a scene that is both haunting and beautiful, a timeless tableau that whispers of a distant past. A history carved in stone. The construction of Stonehenge unfolded over several phases, spanning from approximately 3000 BCE to 1500 BCE, a timeline that stretches across 1,500 years of human endeavor. The first phase began with the creation of a circular ditch and bank known as a henge, along with the placement of wooden posts or stones. This early version of Stonehenge was likely a sacred space, used for ceremonies or rituals now lost to time. Around 2500 BCE, the site transformed dramatically. The massive sarsen stones were erected, forming the iconic outer circle and the inner horseshoe. The blue stones, which may have been part of earlier arrangements, were repositioned during this phase. The final touches came around 2000 BCE, with more blue stones added and adjustments made to the layout. Imagine the scene thousands of years ago. Teams of workers hauling massive stones across the rugged terrain, their muscles straining under the weight, their determination unwavering. Who were these builders? They were likely the Neolithic and Bronze Age inhabitants of the region, societies transitioning from a life of hunting and gathering to one of farming and settlement. These were people developing complex social structures and religious practices capable of organizing large groups for a monumental task. The sarsen stones, weighing up to 30 tons, were probably sourced from the Marlborough Downs, about 20 miles away, and moved using sledges and rollers. The smaller bluestones, however, came from the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles distant, a journey that boggles the mind. How did they do it? Theories range from earthen ramps to lever systems, but the precision is undeniable. The stones align with astronomical events like the solstices and equinoxes, suggesting a purpose beyond mere construction. Theories that echo through time. With the stones in place, the question remains, why were they erected? Let us explore some of the theories that have emerged over the years. One of the most widely accepted ideas is that Stonehenge was an astronomical observatory designed to track the movements of the sun and moon. The alignment with the summer and winter solstices supports this notion, hinting that it marked key dates in the agricultural calendar, times to plant, harvest, or celebrate. Picture ancient priests gathered within the circle, their chants rising to the heavens as they performed rituals to honor their gods or ancestors. Another theory suggests a Stonehenge was a religious site, a place of worship and ceremony. The presence of burial mounds and the circular arrangement, often linked to sacred spaces, bolster this idea. Some even propose it was a healing center where people traveled great distances seeking cures, drawn by legends of the stone's magical properties. Then there are the wilder theories. Some claim Stonehenge was built by the Druids, though archaeology places its construction long before their time. Others whisper of extraterrestrial visitors, suggesting it was a UFO landing site or a gift from a lost civilization with advanced technology. While these ideas entertain us, they lack solid evidence and remain on the fringes of serious study. Still, the true purpose of Stonehenge eludes us. Perhaps it served many roles over its long history, adapting to the shifting beliefs and needs of its people, unveiling new clues. While the purpose of Stonehenge remains a mystery, recent research has offered fresh glimpses into its past. The Stonehenge Riverside Project uncovered evidence of a large settlement nearby, hinting that the monument was part of a broader ceremonial landscape. Excavations have revealed cremated human remains, suggesting it may have been a burial ground for society's elite, a resting place for those deemed worthy of its sanctity. Modern technology has deepened our understanding. Analysis of the bluestones confirms their Welsh origins, while isotopic studies of human remains show that some buried at Stonehenge came from far-off regions, marking it as a place of pilgrimage. Yet questions persist. How exactly were the stones transported and raised? What do the full astronomical alignments signify? Ongoing research chips away at the enigma, but Stonehenge keeps its secrets close, a puzzle without an end. The mystery of Stonehenge is a reminder that some secrets are meant to endure. Despite centuries of study and speculation, this prehistoric monument continues to guard its truths, inviting us to ponder the ingenuity and beliefs of those who came before us. Stonehenge is not just a relic of the past, it is a testament to the human spirit's quest for meaning and connection with the cosmos. As the sun sets over the plain, bathing the stones in a golden glow, one cannot help but feel a sense of wonder and reverence for this ancient marvel. As we leave this sacred site, we carry with us the questions that linger. What drove the builders to create such a wonder? What rituals unfolded within its circle? And what might future discoveries reveal about this timeless enigma? The mystery of Stonehenge awaits your imagination. The lost city of Atlantis, a mystery beneath the waves. In the previous part of our journey, we explored the origins of the Atlantis legend, tracing its roots back to the writings of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. We delved into the vivid descriptions of a magnificent civilization, advanced beyond its time, and the catastrophic event that led to its sudden disappearance beneath the sea. Now, as we continue our exploration, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of history and myth, where the search for Atlantis has captivated the minds of explorers, scholars, and dreamers for centuries. But where did this legendary city lie? What evidence supports the theories of its location? And could Atlantis have been more than just a tale, a cautionary story, or a metaphor for the hubris of mankind? Let us dive deeper into the heart of this enduring mystery, where the line between fact and fiction blurs like the horizon at sea, a world of wonder and intrigues. Imagine a city of unparalleled beauty and sophistication, where towering palaces gleam with gold and silver, and canals crisscross the landscape like veins of water. This was Atlantis, as described by Plato in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. According to his accounts, Atlantis was a powerful empire located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now know as the Strait of Gibraltar. Its people were blessed with wealth, knowledge, and advanced technology, but their prosperity came at a cost. Over time, they grew arrogant, their moral compass skewed by greed and ambition. In a single day and night, the gods unleashed their wrath, and Atlantis was swallowed by the sea, lost to the world forever. But was Atlantis merely a figment of Plato's imagination, or did it have a basis in reality? The allure of this lost city lies not just in its grandeur, but in the intrigue of its sudden disappearance. For centuries, the idea of a civilization erased by nature's fury has haunted the collective imagination, inspiring countless expeditions and theories. Some believe that Atlantis was a real place, its ruins lying hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. Others argue that it was a metaphor, a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris and the impermanence of power. As we explore the various theories about Atlantis's location, we must ask ourselves, could such a city have existed? And if so, where might its remnants lie? The search for Atlantis, theories, and evidence. The quest to locate Atlantis has led researchers to every corner of the globe, from the depths of the Atlantic Ocean to the sun-scorched deserts of Africa. Each theory is as compelling as it is controversial, supported by fragments of evidence and fueled by the hope of uncovering the truth. One of the most popular theories places Atlantis in the Mediterranean Sea, specifically around the island of Santorini in Greece. In 1600 BCE, a massive volcanic eruption devastated the island, burying the Minoan settlement of Akrotiri under layers of ash. The eruption was so powerful that it triggered tsunamis, reshaping the coastline and leaving a legacy of destruction. Some scholars believe that this cataclysmic event inspired Plato's tale of Atlantis, with Santorini serving as the model for the lost city. The advanced Minoan civilization, known for its art, architecture, and maritime prowess, bears striking similarities to Plato's description of Atlantis. But while the parallels are intriguing, they are not conclusive. Could Santorini be the true Atlantis, or is it just one piece of a larger puzzle? Another theory takes us to the icy expanse of Antarctica. In the 1960s, historian Charles Hapgood proposed that Atlantis was located on the frozen continent, which he claimed was once a temperate paradise. According to this theory, a sudden shift in the Earth's crust caused Antarctica to move to the South Pole, plunging Atlantis into an icy tomb. While this idea captured the public's imagination, it lacks scientific support, as geological evidence does not indicate such a dramatic shift in the Earth's axis. Yet the theory persists, a testament to the enduring allure of the Atlantis mystery. Closer to the Pillars of Hercules, some researchers believe that Atlantis lies beneath the mudflats of southern Spain, near the city of Cadiz. Satellite images have revealed rectangular structures submerged in the marshes, sparking speculation that they could be the remnants of Atlantis's canals and temples. Excavations in the area have uncovered ancient artifacts, but nothing definitive has been found to confirm the city's existence. Still, the search continues, driven by the tantalizing possibility that Atlantis may be closer than we think, a metaphor or a lost reality. As we explore the various theories about Atlantis's location, we must also consider the possibility that the city was never meant to be found. Plato, after all, was a philosopher, not a historian, and his writings often served as allegories for deeper truths. Some scholars argue that Atlantis was a metaphor, a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris and the inevitable downfall of civilizations that stray from moral virtue. In this interpretation, the city's destruction by the gods serves as a warning to Athens, and by extension to all of humanity, to remain humble and just. But even if Atlantis was a fictional creation, its impact on history is undeniable. The legend has inspired explorers to venture into uncharted waters, scholars to delve into ancient texts, and artists to imagine a world beyond our own. It has become a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that the past holds secrets yet to be uncovered. And perhaps, in that sense, Atlantis is more than a city. It is a reflection of our own desire to explore, to discover, and to understand the mysteries of our world. The enduring allure of Atlantis, the mystery of Atlantis, is a journey without end, a quest that leads us not just across the globe, but into the depths of human imagination. Whether it lies beneath the waves of the Atlantic, hidden in the ruins of Santorini, or buried in the sands of Spain, the lost city continues to beckon us, daring us to uncover its secrets. As we reflect on this ancient enigma, we are left with a sense of wonder at the possibilities that lie just beyond our reach. Could Atlantis be waiting to be discovered, its treasures and knowledge preserved for a future generation? Or is it destined to remain a myth, a story that reminds us of the impermanence of even the greatest civilizations? The search for Atlantis is not just about finding a city, it is about exploring the unknown, questioning the boundaries of history, and embracing the mysteries that make our world so endlessly fascinating. And as we ponder the fate of this lost civilization, we are reminded that some stories are meant to endure, their truths hidden just beneath the surface, waiting for those brave enough to seek them out. The Nazca Lines, ancient art or alien code. Picture a vast, sun-scorched desert where the earth is so dry that even the wind seems to whisper in hushed tones. This is the Nazca Desert in southern Peru, a place where the horizon stretches endlessly and the silence is broken only by the faint crunch of footsteps on parched soil. Now imagine looking down from above, perhaps from a small plane or even a bird's eye view, and seeing something extraordinary etched into this barren landscape. Massive lines, shapes, and figures, some stretching over hundreds of feet, appear as if by magic. These are the Nazca Lines, one of the most baffling mysteries of the ancient world. But who created these enormous drawings? How did they achieve such precision without the ability to see their work from above? And most intriguingly, why were they made? Welcome back to our journey through the unsolved mysteries of the ancient world, where today we unravel the enigma of the Nazca Lines, a desert canvas of epic proportions. The Nazca Lines are not just a few stray markings. They are a sprawling gallery of over 800 straight lines, 300 geometric shapes, and 70 biomorphs, figures of animals, plants, and humans, etched into the desert floor. Some of these designs are so large that they can only be fully appreciated from the sky. There's the hummingbird, its wings delicate yet spanning over 300 feet. The spider, with legs that seem to crawl across the earth, and the monkey, its tail curling in a perfect spiral. These aren't mere doodles, they're masterpieces of precision, created by removing the reddish-brown topsoil to reveal the lighter earth beneath. The result? A stark contrast that has endured for centuries, preserved by the desert's dry, stable climate. But here's the puzzle. The Nazca people, who lived between 100 BCE and 800 CE, had no way to view their creations from above. So how did they craft such intricate designs with such accuracy? And why go to such lengths to create art that they themselves could never fully see? As we explore these questions, we step into a world where history, culture, and mystery intertwine. A discovery that took flight. For centuries, the Nazca Lines lay hidden in plain sight, unnoticed by all but the locals who walked among them. It wasn't until the 1920s that their true scale was revealed. Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Gespe, while hiking the hills, noticed the lines and began to study them. But it was the advent of flight that truly unveiled their grandeur. In the 1930s, as planes began to soar over the desert, pilots and passengers alike were stunned by the sight of massive figures etched into the earth below. Suddenly, the Nazca Lines were no longer just curious markings. They were a global mystery. Word spread, and soon, researchers from around the world descended on the desert, armed with cameras, measuring tapes, and endless questions. Among them was Maria Reichs, a German mathematician who would dedicate over 40 years of her life to studying and preserving the lines. She meticulously mapped the figures, often working alone under the blazing sun, and became known as the Lady of the Lines. Her passion and dedication brought the Nazca Lines into the spotlight, but even she could only scratch the surface of their secrets. Theories that reach for the stars. So why did the Nazca people create these enormous geoglyphs? The theories are as varied as the shapes themselves, each offering a glimpse into the minds of a civilization long gone. One of the most widely accepted ideas is that the lines were created for religious or ceremonial purposes. The Nazca lived in a harsh arid environment where water was scarce and survival depended on the whims of nature. Some researchers believe the lines were offerings to the gods, perhaps to plead for rain or bountiful harvests. The animal figures, like the spider and hummingbird, may have symbolized fertility or life-giving forces. Others suggest that the lines were pathways for ritual processions, guiding the faithful across the sacred landscape. Then there's the astronomical theory, championed by Maria Reich herself. She believed the lines were a giant calendar, with certain figures aligning with the sun, moon, or stars on key dates, like the solstices. Imagine standing in the desert at dawn, watching as the first rays of sunlight trace a perfect line across the earth, marking the changing seasons. While some alignments have been confirmed, the full extent of the line's astronomical significance remains debated, but not all theories are grounded in ritual or science. Some venture into the realm of the extraordinary. In the 1960s, Swiss author Erich von Däniken proposed that the lines were landing strips for alien spacecraft, with the figures serving as signals to extraterrestrial visitors. While this idea has been widely discredited, it speaks to the line's otherworldly allure. How else could such massive, precise designs be created without aerial oversight? The question lingers like a whisper on the desert wind, a legacy etched in earth. The Nazca Lines are more than an ancient puzzle. They are a testament to human creativity and the enduring power of mystery. Today, they are a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing visitors from around the globe who marvel at their scale and artistry. Yet they face modern threats. Tourism, climate change, and even vandalism have left their mark on this fragile landscape. Preservation efforts are underway, but the desert's delicate balance hangs in the balance. As we reflect on the Nazca Lines, we are left with more questions than answers. Were they a plea to the gods, a map of the stars, or something else entirely? The truth may never be fully known, but that is the beauty of the mystery. It invites us to wonder, to imagine, and to connect with a civilization that, like the lines themselves, has endured through the ages. The Voynich Manuscript. The book no one can read. Imagine holding a book that's over 500 years old, its pages yellowed and fragile, filled with a script no one can decipher and illustrations that seem to belong to another world. This is the Voynich Manuscript, one of the most perplexing mysteries of the ancient world. It's a relic that has baffled scholars, cryptographers, and linguists for centuries, a book that refuses to give up its secrets. But what is this manuscript? Who wrote it? And why? And could it hold knowledge that has been lost to time? Or is it an elaborate hoax designed to deceive? As we continue our journey through the unsolved mysteries of the ancient world, we delve into the enigma of the Voynich Manuscript, a puzzle that has captivated the curious for generations. A discovery shrouded in mystery. Our story begins in 1912, when Wilfrid Voynich, a Polish book dealer, stumbled upon a strange manuscript in an Italian monastery. Its pages were filled with an unknown script, swirling and elegant, accompanied by bizarre illustrations of plants that don't exist, celestial charts that match no known constellations, and scenes of women bathing in green, interconnected pools. Voynich knew he had found something extraordinary, but he could not have imagined the centuries-long mystery he had uncovered. Carbon dating later revealed that the manuscript was created between 1404 and 1438, likely in Europe, but its origins remain as elusive as its meaning. The script is unlike any known language, with no clear parallels in history. Its letters flow in patterns that suggest a real language, yet every attempt to decode it has failed. The illustrations are equally confounding: plants with roots like claws, stars arranged in unfamiliar patterns, and women floating in strange tubular structures. What could it all mean? Is it a lost herbal guide, an alchemical manual, or something far more mysterious? As we explore the history and theories surrounding this enigmatic book, we step into a world where every page holds a secret and every symbol is a clue waiting to be unraveled. A puzzle that defies solution. Since its discovery, the Voynich Manuscript has passed through the hands of some of the greatest minds in history, each drawn to its mystery like moths to a flame. Alan Turing, the father of modern computing, attempted to crack its code during World War II. Step 2. The National Security Agency, NSA, took a shot at it, employing their best cryptographers. Even artificial intelligence has been enlisted in the effort, analyzing the scripts for patterns and meaning. Yet despite these efforts, the manuscript remains unbroken, its secrets locked away. Linguistic analyses have revealed tantalizing clues. The text follows patterns found in natural languages, with word frequencies and structures that suggest it's not mere gibberish. Some researchers believe it could be an encoded version of a known language, perhaps Latin or medieval Italian, while others propose it is a constructed language created by the author for secrecy or artistic expression. But what was the author hiding? Was it a repository of forbidden knowledge, a diary of mystical visions, or simply a work of art meant to mystify? The illustrations add another layer of intrigue. The manuscript is divided into sections: botanical, astronomical, biological, and pharmaceutical, each filled with drawings that defy explanation. The plants, for instance, resemble no known species, their leaves and roots twisting in unnatural ways. The celestial charts depict stars and planets in configurations that don't match any known sky, and the scenes of women bathing in green pools, could they represent a lost ritual, a metaphor for rebirth, or something more otherworldly? These images have led some to wonder if the manuscript is a glimpse into a parallel world, a place where the laws of nature are different from our own. Theories that stretch the imagination. Theories about the Voynich Manuscript are as varied as the minds that have studied it. One of the most popular ideas is that it is a medieval herbal guide, with the illustrations representing plants and their medicinal uses. But if that's the case, why don't the plants resemble any known species? And why is the text unreadable? Another theory suggests it is an alchemical text, filled with secret knowledge about the transformation of matter or the quest for immortality. Alchemists of the time were known for their cryptic writings, but even this theory falls short, as no known alchemical symbols appear in the manuscript. Then there are the more outlandish ideas. Some believe the manuscript was written by aliens, a gift of knowledge from another world. Others claim it is a message from the future, sent back in time to guide humanity. While these theories are entertaining, they lack any basis in evidence, yet they speak to the manuscript's power to inspire wonder and speculation. Perhaps the most intriguing theory is that the manuscript is a work of art, not meant to be read, but to be admired for its beauty and mystery. In this view, the script is a form of asemic writing, writing without meaning, created to evoke the idea of knowledge without revealing it. This theory has gained traction in recent years, as scholars have come to appreciate the manuscript's aesthetic qualities. A journey through history. The Voynich Manuscript's journey through history is as mysterious as its contents. It was once owned by Emperor Rudolph II of the Holy Roman Empire, who believed it was the work of the 13th century philosopher Roger Bacon, a man rumored to possess secret knowledge. From there, it passed through the hands of alchemists, scholars, and collectors, each adding to its legend. In the 17th century, it was acquired by Georg Baresch, an alchemist who spent years trying to decipher it, only to pass it on to a Jesuit scholar with a plea for help. The manuscript eventually found its way to the Villa Mondragone, where Wilfrid Voynich discovered it centuries later. Today, the Voynich manuscript is housed at Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library, where it continues to be studied by researchers from around the world. Despite advances in technology, machine learning, linguistic analysis, and digital imaging, the code remains unbroken. Each year, new theories emerge, only to be debunked or set aside. The manuscript's resistance to interpretation has only deepened its allure, turning it into a symbol of the unknowable, a legacy of curiosity and wonder. The Voynich manuscript is more than a book. It is a testament to the human spirit's endless quest for knowledge and understanding. It challenges us to think beyond the boundaries of what we know, to embrace the unknown, and to find beauty in mystery. Whether it holds the secrets of a lost civilization, the musings of a medieval scholar, or simply the art of an imaginative mind, its legacy endures. As we reflect on this ancient enigma, we are reminded that some puzzles are not meant to be solved. They are meant to inspire, to provoke, and to remind us that the world is full of wonders waiting to be explored. The Voynich manuscript invites us to keep searching, to keep questioning, and to keep dreaming of the possibilities that lie just beyond our grasp. And perhaps, one day, its secrets will be revealed. Until then, it remains a tantalizing whisper from the past, a challenge to those brave enough to take up the quest. The Antikythera Mechanism, a clockwork enigma from the deep. In the previous chapter, we explored the enigma of the Nazca Lines, those vast geoglyphs etched into the Peruvian desert, leaving us to wonder about their purpose and the people who created them. Now we turn our gaze to the sun-dappled waters of the Mediterranean, where another mystery lies hidden beneath the waves, a mystery that challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient technology. This is the story of the Antikythera Mechanism, a device so advanced, so intricate, that it seems to belong to a different era. But how did this marvel of engineering come to rest at the bottom of the sea? Who crafted it, and for what purpose? And why does it continue to baffle scientists and historians alike? Let us dive into the depths of history, where the line between science and sorcery blurs, and the impossible becomes reality. A discovery beneath the waves. Our tale begins in the year 1900, off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. A group of sponge divers, seeking their livelihood in the deep, stumbled upon the wreck of an ancient ship, its timbers long since claimed by the sea. Among the treasures they recovered, statues, coins, and jewelry, was a corroded lump of bronze. its surface encrusted with the patina of centuries. At first glance, it seemed insignificant, a mere curiosity. But as archaeologists began to clean and examine it, they realized they had found something extraordinary, a complex mechanism of gears and dials, unlike anything seen before. This was the Antikythera Mechanism, a device that would come to be known as the world's first analog computer. Dating back to around 100 BCE, it is a marvel of ancient engineering, a testament to the ingenuity of a civilization long gone. But who were these master craftsmen? How did they create such a sophisticated piece of technology? And what secrets does it hold about the ancient world's understanding of the cosmos? A machine ahead of its time. The Antikythera mechanism is a wonder to behold. Composed of at least 30 bronze gears, intricately meshed together, it is a clockwork masterpiece. Its dials and pointers, though worn by time, once displayed the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, predicting eclipses and tracking the cycles of the heavens with astonishing accuracy. Imagine holding in your hands a device that could map the stars, forecast celestial events, and even calculate the dates of the Olympic Games, all crafted over 2,000 years ago. But the mechanism's complexity raises more questions than it answers. How did the ancient Greeks, with their limited tools and knowledge, create such a precise instrument? The level of craftsmanship suggests a mastery of mathematics, astronomy, and metallurgy far beyond what was previously believed possible. Some scholars have even suggested that the mechanism was not of this world, a relic from a lost civilization or a gift from the gods. While these ideas are speculative, they speak to the awe and wonder that the Antikythera mechanism inspires. Theories that reach for the stars. The purpose of the Antikythera mechanism is one of its greatest mysteries. Most researchers agree that it was an astronomical calculator used to track the movements of celestial bodies and predict eclipses. Its dials displayed the positions of the sun and moon, the phases of the moon, and the cycles of the planets, all with remarkable precision. But was it merely a tool for astronomers, or did it serve a deeper purpose? Some theories suggest that the mechanism was used for astrological divination, a way to read the stars and foresee the future. Others propose that it was a teaching device, designed to educate students about the workings of the cosmos. There are even whispers that it was a navigational aid, helping sailors chart their course by the stars. Each theory offers a glimpse into the minds of the ancient Greeks, a people who saw the universe as a grand machine, governed by laws that could be understood and predicted. But perhaps the most intriguing question is who built it? The mechanism's sophistication points to a single genius or a school of thought far ahead of its time. Some believe it was the work of the great mathematician Archimedes, whose inventions were legendary. Others attribute it to the astronomer Hipparchus, known for his star catalogs and theories of planetary motion. Yet no definitive evidence links the mechanism to any one individual, leaving its creator as elusive as its purpose, a legacy of wonder and mystery. The Antikythera mechanism is more than a relic. It is a challenge to our understanding of history. It forces us to reconsider what we know about ancient technology and the capabilities of our ancestors. For centuries, we believed that such precision was impossible before the Renaissance. Yet here it is, a testament to the ingenuity of a civilization that thrived over 2 millennia ago. Today, The mechanism is housed in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, where it continues to be studied by researchers from around the world. Advances in technology, X ray imaging, 3D modeling, and computer simulations have allowed us to peer inside its corroded gears, revealing new insights into its design and function. Yet, for all that we have learned, the mechanism still holds secrets. How was it made? Who used it? And what other marvels might lie hidden in the depths of the sea or the sands of time? As we reflect on this ancient enigma, we are reminded that history is not just a collection of facts, but a tapestry of stories waiting to be unraveled. The Antikythera Mechanism invites us to keep exploring, to keep questioning, and to keep marveling at the wonders of the past. It is a reminder that the line between the possible and the impossible is often thinner than we think, and that the greatest discoveries are those that challenge everything we believe. The Great Pyramid of Giza, a monument to mystery. Picture yourself standing at the foot of a towering mountain of stone. Its sharp peak stabs at the sky, and its smooth limestone surface glows fiercely under the blazing Egyptian sun. This is the Great Pyramid of Giza, the last standing wonder of the ancient world. Built over 4,300 years ago, it's a marvel that has puzzled scholars, engineers, and explorers for centuries. Its massive size and incredible precision defy everything we think we know about the past. How did they build it? What was its true purpose? And what secrets might still be hiding inside? Let's dive into this ancient enigma, a story of ambition, mystery, and the unknown that will keep you wondering until the very end. A pharaoh's dream of forever. Our tale takes us back to 2580 BCE, deep in Egypt's Old Kingdom, during the reign of the Fourth Dynasty. This was a time when pharaohs weren't just kings, they were gods on earth, destined to rule the afterlife with the same power they wielded in life. Enter Pharaoh Khufu, a man whose vision reached beyond the horizon. While earlier rulers built modest pyramids, Khufu wanted something colossal, a monument to secure his place among the stars for eternity. The Great Pyramid was his masterpiece. It originally soared to 146.6 meters, that's 481 feet, making it the tallest structure humans had ever built, a record it held for over 3,800 years. Its base sprawls across 13 acres, and it's made of about 2.3 million limestone blocks, each one a backbreaking 2.5 to 15 tons. But here's what's mind-blowing. The pyramid's sides line up almost perfectly with north, south, east, and west, and the gaps between those giant stones are so tight you couldn't slip a piece of paper through them. How did they pull this off with no machines, no modern tools, just human hands and sheer will? That's the first mystery we're chasing today. The riddle of how it was built. Imagine the scene. Tens of thousands of workers toiling under the desert sun, hauling stones bigger than cars, stacking them higher and higher over 20 grueling years. That's the scale of the Great Pyramid's construction, and it's a puzzle that stumped experts for ages. Some of those blocks came from quarries over 500 miles away. So how did they move them? How did they lift them into place? The ancient Greek historian Herodotus, he visited Egypt centuries later, said they used ramps, maybe long, straight ones, stretching out into the desert, or spiral ones curling around the pyramid like a giant staircase. It sounds plausible, but here's the catch. No one's ever found solid proof of those ramps. Were they torn down after the pyramid was finished? Did they even exist? Some think the Egyptians rolled the stones on logs or floated them down the Nile. Others whisper wilder ideas: levitation, lost technology, even help from beyond the stars. What do you think they did? Then there's the alignment. The pyramid's sides are off true north by just 0.05 degrees, crazy precise for a time when compasses didn't exist. Did they use the stars to guide them? Some say they lined it up with Orion's belt, tied to their god Osiris, lord of the afterlife. Others guess they had tools we've never found, maybe wooden poles and clever math. Whatever they used, it worked. But the how, it's still a shadow in the sand, daring us to figure it out. Mysteries inside the walls. Now let's step inside. The Great Pyramid isn't just a solid heap of stone. It's got chambers and tunnels that twist your imagination. There's the King's Chamber, lined with red granite, sitting high up in the pyramid's heart. Below it, the Queen's Chamber, smaller and plainer. And then the Grand Gallery, a long, soaring corridor that feels like it's hiding something big. Narrow shafts shoot out from these rooms, pointing at certain stars. Were they for the pharaoh's soul to climb to the sky, or something else? Back in the 1990s, a tiny robot crawled through one of those shafts and found a hidden door. Behind it, another mystery, maybe a secret room no one's seen. Then, in 2017, scientists brought in muon detectors, using cosmic rays to peek inside the pyramid's bones. They found something, a huge, empty space above the Grand Gallery, big enough to hold a plane. A lost chamber, a stash of treasures, a clue to how it was built. No one knows yet. They haven't cracked it open. What could be waiting in there? Your guess is as good as mine, but it's got the world holding its breath. And here's the kicker. Everyone says the pyramid was Khufu's tomb, but no mummy's ever been found inside. No coffin, no bones, nothing. So what if it wasn't a tomb at all? Some dreamers say it was a power plant, humming with ancient energy. Others call it a star-watching tower, or even a beacon for visitors from space. Crazy? Maybe. But the lack of a body keeps those theories alive, buzzing like flies over the desert. A wonder that won't let go. The Great Pyramid isn't just a pile of old rocks. It's a mirror of human grit and genius. It sparked stories, paintings, movies, and pulled millions to Egypt to stand in its shadow. But even after all these years, it holds its cards close. How did they cut and stack those stones so perfectly? What's in that void we just found? What did Khufu really want this thing to be? Think about it. This isn't just history. It's a live mystery unfolding right now. Every new scan, every robot crawl, could flip what we think we know. The pyramid's like a locked box, and the keys buried somewhere in the past. What's it hiding? What'll we find when we finally pry it open? The ancient Egyptians built this to last forever, and it's still got us hooked, still got us asking, still got us dreaming about what's next. So picture that mountain of stone again, gleaming in the sun. It's been there 4,500 years, watching empires rise and fall. What's it seen? What's it keeping from us? The Great Pyramid of Giza isn't done with its story yet, and neither are we. Stick around, because the deeper we dig, the wilder it gets. What do you think's down there waiting in the dark? The Terracotta Army, China's silent guardians. Imagine standing before an army frozen in time. Thousands of soldiers, each one unique, stare back at you with eyes that have not blinked in over 2 millennia. They are not made of flesh and bone, but of clay. yet their presence is as commanding as any living force. This is the Terracotta Army, one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries in history. Buried beneath the earth in China's Shanxi province, this silent legion has guarded the tomb of the first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, for more than 2,000 years. But who created this incredible army? Why was it built? And what secrets does it still hold about ancient China? Today, we journey into the heart of one of the world's greatest mysteries, where history and legend intertwine, and the past refuses to rest. The emperor who defied death. Our story begins in the 3rd century BCE, during a time of chaos and war in ancient China. The land was divided into warring states, each vying for power. From this turmoil emerged a young king named Ying Zheng, who would later become Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. By the age of 38, he had united the warring states under his rule, creating a centralized empire that would shape the future of the nation. But Qin Shi Huang was not content with earthly power alone. He sought immortality. Obsessed with the idea of living forever, the emperor sent expeditions in search of mythical elixirs and consulted alchemists who promised eternal life. Yet as the years passed and his health waned, he realized that death was inevitable. If he could not escape it, he would prepare for it in a way no ruler had before. He ordered the construction of a necropolis, a city of the dead that would mirror his earthly empire. At its center would be his tomb, surrounded by an army to protect him in the afterlife. But this was no ordinary army. It was an army of clay, crafted with such precision and detail that it would stand as a testament to his power for eternity. A discovery that shocked the world. For over 2,000 years, the Terracotta Army lay hidden, its existence unknown to the modern world. Then, in March 1974, a group of farmers digging a well near the city of Xi'an stumbled upon something extraordinary. As they dug, they unearthed fragments of terracotta figures, life-sized soldiers with hauntingly realistic features. Word of the discovery spread, and soon archaeologists descended on the site, uncovering one of the greatest treasures of the ancient world. What they found was staggering. An entire army of terracotta soldiers arranged in battle formation, ready to march into the afterlife. To date, over 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots, and 670 horses have been uncovered, each figure meticulously crafted with unique facial features, hairstyles, and armor. No two soldiers are alike, a testament to the artistry and attention to detail of the craftsmen who created them. But this was only the beginning. The Terracotta Army is just one part of a vast necropolis spanning over 56 square kilometers, designed to replicate the emperor's capital. Yet the most tantalizing mystery remains: the emperor's tomb itself, still sealed and unexplored. The army that guards eternity. The Terracotta Army is not merely a collection of statues, it is a window into the soul of ancient China. Each soldier, from the archers to the generals, was crafted with astonishing realism, their expressions frozen in time. Some stand tall and proud, others crouch in readiness, their weapons, once real bronze, now replicas, held at the ready. The level of detail is breathtaking. Individual rivets on armor, distinct hairstyles, and even the tread on their shoes. It is as if the craftsmen sought to capture not just the likeness of the soldiers, but their very essence. But why go to such lengths for a burial? The answer lies in the beliefs of the time. The ancient Chinese held that the afterlife was a continuation of this one, and that the dead required the same comforts and protections as the living. For Qin Shi Huang, this meant an army to guard him, officials to serve him, and even entertainers to amuse him in the next world. The Terracotta Army was not just a symbol of power, it was a necessity for the emperor's eternal rule. Yet the army raises as many questions as it answers. How did the craftsmen achieve such uniformity and precision? What techniques did they use to create thousands of unique figures? And why are there no records of this massive undertaking in historical texts? These are the mysteries that continue to intrigue scholars and visitors alike. The tomb that time forgot. At the heart of the necropolis lies the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, a massive mound that has never been opened. Ancient records, particularly those of the historian Sima Qian, describe it as a marvel. A vast underground palace with rivers of mercury, ceilings studded with pearls to mimic the night sky, and deadly traps to deter intruders. While these accounts may be exaggerated, soil samples from the mound have revealed unusually high levels of mercury, suggesting there may be truth to the legends. Despite the allure of its treasures, the tomb remains sealed, a decision driven by both respect for the emperor and the challenges of preservation. Archaeologists fear that opening the tomb could damage fragile artifacts or release toxic substances. Yet the mystery of what lies within continues to captivate the imagination. Could it hold the key to understanding the emperor's life and death? Might it contain ancient texts or artifacts that rewrite our understanding of history? The tomb stands as a silent guardian, its secrets locked away and waiting for the day when technology and respect align to reveal its truths. A legacy of wonder and mystery. The Terracotta Army is more than an archaeological marvel. It is a testament to human ambition, creativity, and the enduring quest for immortality. It reflects the artistry of a civilization at its peak and the vision of an emperor who sought to conquer not just the world, but death itself. Today, the site is a UNESCO World Heritage Treasure, drawing millions of visitors each year to marvel at its scale and beauty. Yet for all that has been uncovered, much remains hidden. Ongoing excavations continue to reveal new figures and artifacts, each adding to the story of Qin Shi Huang's eternal empire. As we stand before these silent sentinels, we are reminded that history is not just a collection of facts, but a tapestry of stories waiting to be told. The Terracotta Army invites us to ponder the mysteries of the past and the wonders that still lie buried beneath the earth. What other secrets does the necropolis hold? And what will future generations discover when they finally unlock the emperor's tomb? These are questions that linger like the echoes of a distant empire waiting to be answered. The Easter Island statues, silent sentinels of the Pacific. Imagine a remote island in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean where the waves crash against rugged cliffs and the wind whispers through the grass. This is Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, as its inhabitants call it, a place so isolated that it seems to float alone in a sea of mystery. Here, scattered across the landscape, stand hundreds of massive stone statues known as Moai. These towering figures, some reaching over 30 feet in height and weighing up to 80 tons, have gazed out over the island for centuries, their enigmatic expressions frozen in time. But who carved these colossal statues? How were they transported across the island? And why did the civilization that created them vanish, leaving only these silent sentinels behind, a discovery that defied belief. Our story begins on Easter Sunday of 1722, when Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen first set eyes on the island. As his ship approached, he was stunned to see enormous stone figures lining the coast, their backs turned to the sea as if guarding the land. Roggeveen's crew was bewildered. How could such a small, remote island produce such monumental works? The island's inhabitants, the Rapa Nui people, were equally mysterious, their origins and way of life a puzzle to the outsiders. For centuries, the Moai have stood as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the Rapa Nui. Carved from volcanic rock, primarily from the Rano Raraku quarry, these statues are not just faces, they have bodies too, buried beneath the earth. Some even wear distinctive red stone hats, known as pukau, adding to their imposing presence. But the scale of the Moai is staggering. Over 900 statues dot the island, with the largest, known as Paro, standing nearly 33 feet tall and weighing an estimated 82 tons. How did a society with limited resources and no metal tools manage to create and transport these giants? The riddle of construction and transport. The creation of the Moai is a feat that still baffles experts today. The Rapa Nui carved the statues using only stone tools, chiseling away at the volcanic tuff with remarkable precision. But the real mystery lies in how they moved these massive figures across the island. Some statues were transported over 11 miles from the quarry to their final resting places, often over rough terrain. One popular theory suggests that the Moai were walked to their locations using a system of ropes and a rocking motion. In 2012, researchers conducted an experiment with a life-sized replica demonstrating that a team of just 18 people could move a 10-foot statue by tilting it side to side. But does this explain how the largest Moai were transported? Others propose that the statues were rolled on logs or slid on sledges, but the island's limited timber resources cast doubt on these ideas. The truth remains elusive, a secret held by the stones themselves. The purpose of the Moai. Why did the Rapa Nui go to such lengths to create these statues? The answer lies in their beliefs and culture. The Moai are thought to represent ancestral chiefs or deified figures, embodying the mana or spiritual power of the island's leaders. By erecting these statues, the Rapa Nui honored their ancestors and sought their protection and guidance. The statues were often placed on ceremonial platforms called ahu, facing inland to watch over the villages. But the Moai may have served another purpose as well. Some researchers believe they were status symbols, a way for rival clans to demonstrate their power and resources. The larger the statue, the greater the prestige. This competition could explain why the statues grew in size over time, as clans sought to outdo one another. Yet this rivalry may have come at a cost, straining the island's limited resources and contributing to the civilization's eventual decline. A civilization's rise and fall. The story of Easter Island is not just one of artistic achievement, but also of environmental and societal collapse. When the first Polynesian settlers arrived around 1200 CE, they found a paradise of lush forests and abundant resources. Over the centuries, they developed a complex society with a rich culture of art, religion, and social hierarchy. But by the time Europeans arrived in the 18th century, the island was barren, its forests gone, and its population a fraction of what it once was. What caused this collapse? The most widely accepted theory points to overexploitation of resources. The Rapa Nui cut down trees to build canoes, homes, and to transport the Moai, leading to deforestation. Without trees, the soil eroded, crops failed, and the island's ecosystem collapsed. This environmental degradation, combined with social unrest and possible warfare, may have led to the downfall of the civilization. By the 19th century, the population had plummeted, and the once thriving culture was a shadow of its former self. But was it that simple? Some researchers argue that external factors, such as European diseases and slave raids, played a significant role in the island's decline. Others suggest that the Rapa Nui adapted to their changing environment, finding ways to survive despite the challenges. The debate continues, a reminder that history is often more complex than it seems. A legacy of stone and silence. Today, Easter Island is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing visitors from around the world to marvel at its statues and ponder its mysteries. Yet the island's story is not just one of wonder, but also of warning. It serves as a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between human ambition and the environment, a lesson as relevant today as it was centuries ago. As we reflect on the Easter Island statues, we are left with more questions than answers. How did the Rapa Nui achieve such feats of engineering? What drove them to create these monumental works? And what can their story teach us about our own relationship with the world around us? The Moai stand as silent witnesses to a lost civilization, their gaze fixed on the horizon, inviting us to explore, to question, and to learn from the past. The Mayan Calendar, a timeless enigma of the ancient world. Picture yourself standing deep in the heart of a dense jungle where the air is thick with humidity and the sounds of wildlife echo through the trees. Here, hidden beneath the canopy, lie the ruins of an ancient civilization that once thrived in this lush landscape. This is the world of the Maya, a people whose understanding of time, astronomy, and mathematics was so advanced that it continues to baffle scholars to this day. At the center of their wisdom lies a mystery that has captivated the world for centuries, the Mayan calendar. But what makes this calendar so extraordinary? How did the Maya develop such a precise system for measuring time? And what is the truth behind the myths and legends that surround its so-called end of the world prophecy? Let us journey back to a time when the stars were the ultimate guide and the cycles of the universe were woven into the fabric of everyday life. A civilization ahead of its time. The Maya civilization flourished in Mesoamerica from around 2000 BCE to 1500 CE, leaving behind a legacy of towering pyramids, intricate artwork, and a profound understanding of the cosmos. Unlike many ancient cultures, the Maya were obsessed with time, not just as a way to mark the passage of days, but as a sacred force that governed the universe. Their calendar system was not a single entity, but a complex web of interlocking cycles, each serving a unique purpose in their society. At the heart of this system were three main calendars: the Tzolk'in, the Hab, and the Long Count. The Tzolk'in, a 260-day ritual calendar, was used for religious ceremonies and divination. The Hab, a 365-day solar calendar, tracked the agricultural seasons. Together, these two calendars formed the calendar round, a 52-year cycle that was central to Mayan life. But it was the long count calendar that truly set the Maya apart. This calendar, which measured time in units of 20, allowed them to record historical events with astonishing precision, stretching back thousands of years. It was this calendar that would later spark one of the greatest mysteries of the modern age, the mystery of the long count. The long count calendar is perhaps the most famous and misunderstood aspect of the Mayan system. It is a vigesimal base 20 count that tracks time from a fixed starting point, often referred to as the creation date of the Maya world. This date, calculated by modern scholars, corresponds to August 11th, 3114 BCE. From there, the long count measures time in a series of cycles, the smallest unit, the Kian, sent 1 day, up to the Baktun, 144,000 days, or about 394 years. The calendar's ability to track such vast spans of time is a testament to the Mayas' sophisticated understanding of mathematics and astronomy. But the long count's true mystery lies in its so-called end date. In the early 20th century, researchers discovered that the 13th Baktun of the long count would complete on December 21st, 2012. This discovery sparked a wave of speculation and fear, as some interpreted this date as a prophecy of the end of the world. Books, movies, and doomsday theorists seized on the idea, claiming that the Maya had predicted a cataclysmic event that would bring about the apocalypse. But was this truly what the Maya believed, or was it a misunderstanding of their complex system? The truth behind the end of the world. As the year 2012 approached, the world held its breath, waiting to see if the Mayan prophecy would come to pass. But December 21st came and went, without incident, leaving many to wonder what the fuss had been about. The truth, as scholars had long maintained, was that the Maya never predicted the end of the world. Instead, the completion of the 13th Baktun was likely seen as a time of renewal, a transition from one cycle to the next. In the Mayan worldview, time was cyclical, not linear, and the end of one period simply marked the beginning of another. So why did the myth of the apocalypse take hold? Part of the answer lies in the fragmentary nature of Mayan records. Many of their codices were destroyed during the Spanish conquest, leaving only a handful of texts and inscriptions for modern scholars to decipher. This scarcity of information has allowed room for speculation and misinterpretation. Additionally, the long count's vast time scales, stretching into the distant past and future, have fueled the imagination, leading some to believe that the Maya possessed knowledge of events far beyond their time. But the real mystery of the Mayan calendar is not its supposed prophecies. It is the sheer precision with which it was created. The Maya were able to calculate the length of the solar year to within a fraction of a second, a feat that rivals modern measurements. They tracked the cycles of Venus, the Moon, and even the movements of distant stars, all without the aid of telescopes or computers. How did they achieve such accuracy? What tools and methods did they use to observe the heavens? These are the questions that continue to intrigue researchers today. A calendar woven with the stars. The Mayan calendar's precision was no accident. It was the result of centuries of careful observation and a deep connection to the cosmos. The Maya were master astronomers, their temples and pyramids aligned with the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. They developed a sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics, using their calendars to predict eclipses, solstices, and other astronomical events with remarkable accuracy. One of the most impressive aspects of the Mayan calendar is its integration of multiple cycles. The Tzolk'in and Hob calendars, for example, interlock in a way that creates a unique date every 52 years. This calendar round was a sacred period, marked by rituals and ceremonies to ensure the continuity of time. The long count, meanwhile, provided a linear framework for recording history, allowing the Maya to document their kings, wars, and achievements with a level of detail unmatched by other ancient civilizations. But the Mayan calendar was more than just a tool for measuring time. It was a reflection of their worldview. To the Maya, time was a sacred force, governed by the gods and intricately linked to the cycles of nature. Each day had its own deity and its own significance, influencing everything from agriculture to warfare. The calendar was not just a way to mark the passage of days, it was a guide to living in harmony with the universe, a legacy of time and mystery. Today, the Mayan calendar continues to fascinate and inspire. Its complexity and precision have earned it a place among the greatest achievements of ancient science, while its mysteries have captured the imagination of people around the world. The calendar's so-called end date in 2012 may have passed without incident, but the questions it raised remain. How did the Maya develop such an advanced understanding of time and astronomy? What other secrets might their calendars hold? And what can we learn from their cyclical view of time in our own fast-paced linear world? As we reflect on this ancient enigma, we are reminded that the Mayan calendar is not just a relic of the past. It is a testament to the human spirit's endless quest to understand the universe. It invites us to look beyond the surface, to explore the mysteries of time and space, and to embrace the unknown. And perhaps, in doing so, we may find that the greatest mysteries are not those we solve, but those that continue to inspire us. The Oracle of Delphi, Whispers from the Gods. In the heart of ancient Greece, nestled among the rugged mountains of Phocis, lies a place where the veil between the mortal and divine worlds was said to be at its thinnest. This is Delphi, home to the Oracle, a priestess whose cryptic prophecies shaped the course of history for over 1,000 years. For centuries, kings, generals, and common folk alike journeyed to this sacred site, seeking answers to their most pressing questions. But what was the Oracle of Delphi? How did it become the most powerful voice in the ancient world? And why, after centuries of reverence, did its influence fade into the mists of time? Let us journey back to a time when the gods spoke through mortal lips and the future was written in riddles, a sacred site born of legend. The story of Delphi begins with myth. According to legend, Zeus, the king of the gods, released two eagles from opposite ends of the earth. They met at Delphi, marking it as the center of the world, the omphalos, or navel of the earth. This sacred spot was guarded by a serpent, Python, until the god Apollo slew the beast and claimed Delphi as his own. To honor his victory, Apollo established the Oracle, a priestess known as the Pythia, who would serve as his voice among mortals. The first Pythia was said to be a young woman chosen for her purity and devotion. Over time, the role evolved, and older women, often widows, were selected to serve as the oracle. The Pythia would sit upon a tripod above a chasm in the earth, inhaling the vapors that rose from the ground. In this trance-like state, she would deliver prophecies in a language that was often cryptic and open to interpretation. These messages were then translated by priests and delivered to those who sought the oracle's wisdom. But what made Delphi so special? Why did people from across the ancient world flock to this remote mountain sanctuary? The answer lies in the oracle's uncanny ability to influence the course of history. Prophecies that shaped empires. The Oracle of Delphi was consulted on matters great and small, from personal dilemmas to affairs of state. Its prophecies were often ambiguous, leaving room for interpretation and sometimes misinterpretation. One of the most famous consultations came from King Croesus of Lydia, who asked the oracle if he should go to war with Persia. The response was cryptic: "If you cross the river, a great empire will be destroyed." Croesus took this as a sign of victory, but the empire that fell was his own. Another legendary prophecy involved the Persian Wars. When the Persians threatened to invade Greece, the Athenians sought the oracle's guidance. The Pythia's response was chilling: "The wooden wall alone shall remain unconquered." Some interpreted this as a call to build a wooden fortress, but the Athenian leader Themistocles saw it differently. He believed the wooden wall referred to the city's fleet of ships. His interpretation proved correct, and the Greeks' naval victory at Salamis turned the tide of the war. Even the rise of Alexander the Great was foretold by the oracle. When Alexander visited Delphi, the Pythia hailed him as invincible, a prophecy that fueled his ambition to conquer the known world. These are but a few examples of how the oracle's words shaped the destinies of nations and individuals alike. The ritual of revelation. Consulting the oracle was no simple matter. Pilgrims would travel for days, often weeks, to reach Delphi. Upon arrival, they would make offerings to Apollo, purifying themselves in the sacred springs before entering the temple. The Pythia, seated on her tripod, would inhale the vapors, believed by some to be ethylene gas, which could induce a trance-like state and deliver her prophecy in a series of cryptic utterances. The priests of Delphi would then interpret these messages, often in verse, and present them to the seeker. The ambiguity of the prophecies was both a strength and a weakness. On one hand, it allowed for flexibility in interpretation. On the other, it could lead to disastrous misunderstandings, as King Croesus learned the hard way. But what was the source of the oracle's power? Was it truly the voice of Apollo, or was there a more earthly explanation? Some historians believe that the Pythia's trance was induced by natural gases, while others suggest that the priests manipulated the prophecies for political gain. The truth, like the prophecies themselves, remains elusive. The decline of a divine voice. For over 1,000 years, the Oracle of Delphi held sway over the ancient world, but as the centuries passed, its influence began to wane. And the rise of rationalism and philosophy in Greece challenged the belief in divine prophecy, and the spread of Christianity further eroded the oracle's authority. In 393 AD, Emperor Theodosius III, a devout Christian, ordered the closure of all pagan temples, including Delphi. The last recorded prophecy of the oracle was a somber one. "Tell the king that the fair-wrought house has fallen. No longer has Apollo a hut, nor a prophetic laurel, nor a spring that speaks. The water of speech is quenched." With that, the voice of the oracle fell silent, and Delphi faded into obscurity. The site was abandoned, its temples crumbling into ruin, its secrets buried beneath the earth. But the legend of the oracle lived on, a testament to the power of mystery and the human desire to glimpse the future. A legacy of wonder and mystery today, Delphi is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing visitors from around the world to marvel at its ruins and ponder its mysteries. The site's breathtaking location, perched on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, adds to its allure, a place where the beauty of nature and the achievements of humanity converge. But the true legacy of the Oracle lies not in its stones, but in the questions it leaves unanswered. What was the true source of the Oracle's prophecies? Were they divine messages, the result of natural phenomena, or simply the product of human cunning? And what other secrets might lie buried beneath the ruins of Delphi, waiting to be discovered? These are the questions that continue to intrigue us, a reminder that history is not just a collection of facts, but a tapestry of stories waiting to be unraveled. As we reflect on the Oracle of Delphi, we are reminded that the ancient world was a place of wonder and mystery, where the line between the mortal and the divine was often blurred. The oracle's prophecies may have been cryptic, but their impact was undeniable, shaping the course of history in ways that still resonate today. And so, dear listeners, we come to the end of our journey through the mysteries of the ancient world. From the sands of Egypt to the mountains of Greece, we have wandered through time, uncovering the secrets of civilizations long gone. As you drift into sleep, may the whispers of the oracle guide your dreams, and may you wake with a renewed sense of wonder for the secrets that history holds. Good night, and may your slumber be as peaceful as the ruins of Delphi under the stars.